So as it's a coming out story, and I'm thinking more, from the point of view of 2020, 2021, coming out stories have evolved so much.
Right.
What did you take into consideration when you were writing? So you wrote this in 2018, but looking at the evolution of coming out stories, what did you want this iteration, this personalized coming out story, what did you want that to give that maybe we haven't really seen before? Like, what do you hope the audience takes away from that?
That's a good question. I mean, so when I wrote it, like I still frustrated with a lot of sapphic representation on television.
Sure.
It like it's gotten better, absolutely. It like I'm seeing it, it's like it's being incorporated more and more, and I'm becoming more and more happy. But I just don't think we should like just settle. Just like, oh, okay, we've gotten a couple good sapphic stories. Like I don't think we should settle for that. There's a million heterosexual romances. Like we deserve a million sapphic ones. So like I was just like, I just want to give good representation because it's what this community deserves. And the way she came out a little bit, I was just like, I wanted it to be realistic, but I didn't want it to be super, like, I don't know. I see a lot of bad coming out sometimes, like in television. I'm like, you know what? I just want people to be able to see something and just breathe. I don't want, like, LGBT people to have to, like, see some of the more cruel realities of the world, I want it to be a little bit, like, you can watch this and escape a little bit. Like, realistic, but also, like,
yeah. Have you seen The Happiest Season?
I have, yes.
Because a lot of people, that really sparked a lot of discourse on the internet in a bunch of different ways. But yeah. I mean, you focus a lot on like the relationship between the two people, but the reality of the situation is that she was forced into coming out, I mean, some people are like, oh, she wouldn't come out for her girlfriend, but the other is like, when she did, it was like not in a way that she had hoped. And, we kind of just overlooked how difficult that was. So I like that you want to give more depth, and like you make it more so centric on the person who's actually coming out rather than the people around them. So that's what I like about your short a lot. It's really difficult when you're writing that in and stuff. So I don't know. I felt very weird about The Happiest Season now that I look back at it. I mean, I loved it in some ways. We love a good rom-com, but
I'd agree with that actually. Because I watch it and I love Kristen Stewart's character, but I was just like,
absolutely.
I mean, part of me wants them to be together, but then the other part of me is like, oh, it kind of wasn't
Plaza.
fair that it kind of wasn't fair that she gave her like an ultimatum. Like,
oh yeah, true. But I also just wanted her to be with Aubrey Plaza.
True.
I did the whole time. I was like, I don't understand.
No one understood.
Run away with it now.
But I love how that became so such like frequent discourse that like that's like the true canon. Like that should be the canon. No, it was good. I loved them. They had great chemistry. I think they all did. They had a good cast.
It was a good cast.
It was.
Yeah. So I was going to ask then, on that same breath, like, what are, like, for the two of you, what are your cinematic inspirations? Could be, gay or not, but like, what are some things that you like that you want to incorporate, or filmmakers that inspire you? I guess we're like very film centric at Leslie part.
I really wish that I could remember what we talked about for the short. Like, so it seems so long ago, like who our inspirations were.
The only thing I specifically remember putting in there was Mac from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That was one thing, well, because I'm still obsessed with him, and I'm still obsessed with his coming out, so I distinctly remember that being a big inspiration for me. But like the other stuff, it might have been like a little bit of Love, Simon, just being like a mainstream, like where they weren't treated like, oh my god, I don't know, it was just like I was just like, okay, that was one. And then I'm trying to remember what else. We had like a PowerPoint of inspirations that we just like, I was like, haha, let's go off of these. And I don't remember what else is in there.
I know, I'm trying to remember.
For the short.
Right, for the short.
Because we have a bunch of stuff like now.
Yeah.
For like the feature, which is a little bit different, but I don't remember as much for the short. like now we're kind of taking like inspiration from like sex education.
What a good show.
So many good stills and scenes from that we're looking at right now. It's so good.
Oh, that makes me very excited for this feature because I'm a big sex education fan, and I know a lot of like the people in our staff love Gillian Anderson. So
yes,
we love Gillian Anderson.
I think
here.
It's been a great pre-production task of rewatching that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so good. But also, I loved what's her name? She's pansexual. She came out.
Oh,
Orla?
Lily. I'm sorry.
No,
Alla.
Right. She has that. I feel like her representation was so good. Like
so good
because they planted Easter eggs, so anybody who is sapphic knew she was.
Exactly.
So when it came out, it was just like a surprise for the straight people, which I love.
Right.
Yes. I loved it.
Yeah, I was watching it with a friend of mine, and I was like, wait, she has a rainbow button on her bag, like just like you know, you can never really trace like what the gay vibes are, but you know they're there, and that's what I love about it. Like, and I feel like that's kind of the same with Millie. Like you know, like
yeah,
you know, if you've seen these kinds, I mean, granted, like you're going under the pretense that it's like it's already a gay film, but there are things there that she play on, like gay tells. I love that.
I was hoping.
That's my favorite part about it being on YouTube right now, and like seeing the comments.
Yeah,
there are a few like that, right? They're like, oh my god, I love like that you put like
the rainbow,
like,
the rainbow
lamp,
the rainbow
light. And
I was like, wait
all
a
these
second.
things. Yeah, people totally like they love it and they pick up on it.
No, yeah,
so
it's
many.
good. They're just like little planted details that kind of cue, you know. It's like this, you know, the representation, like people who have seen gay movies or who are gay can look for certain things that people who aren't gay like don't look for. So I think that's,
you know what's really funny?
What?
But then there's like, I got so many comments too that were like, oh, she's good at math. That's clearly why her mom's driving, because she can't, because gays
I
can't
was gonna
drive.
ask. First of all, I was gonna say, thank you for the sapphic representation good at math, because like I was a math person, like I was always a math person, and then I could never fit into like the, you know, bad at math, can't drive. I can't drive. Like I failed my driver's test 3 times, so.
I can't do math, but I can drive, so. Okay,
so we're just like doing a trade-off here.
No,
but that was so funny. Like that's like the whole premise, and I was like, this is good. I was like, this is so good. Like the whole tutoring her in math, I was like, this is going to really like ruffle some Dyke's feathers. So I love that. But yeah, so you brought up YouTube, and I had a question. So I came into the, you know, I found out about the film not that long ago until Julia messaged me about it. You guys, it hit over 500,000 views. Like, how did that happen? That's crazy. Like, did you expect that? You know,
everyone quarantining at home just wanted to watch it. I don't understand honestly how that happened.
That's amazing. Like there's so many that just like maybe pick up a couple hundred views, but you guys are going.
I have no idea. And like there was a comment too that was like, this isn't even labeled as an LGBT film. How is it getting recommended around?
True.
And I was like,
true, it wasn't
tagged. So right. Because it literally says thanks to her, full short film. So like the fact that it's like getting circulated, like,
did it circulate like that immediately? Like when did you see it jump in views?
It was like slow. So like the first like 2 weeks were like really slow, and I was like, it hit like 2K I think after 2 weeks, and then suddenly like boom, like it just shot up. I like looked at the analytics, and it was just this like massive thing after 2 weeks, and then it just picked up and kept going from there, and just didn't stop. And I was like, what happened?
That's so
what happened
cool.
at the 2 week mark?
No, quarantine really is doing wonders. I mean, some ways it's really like kicking the film community. In other ways, it's allowing it to grow, I think.
Yeah.
People have different point of views on that, but yeah, I'm glad that you guys have been able to see a lot of success because, well, I don't even know. I feel like it probably would have gotten the same success out of quarantine. It's a really good short film. I love it.
Thank you.
I think my last question for you guys is, do you guys have already a set up plan for how the shooting is going to go, when it's going to be? If you could like say a little bit more about the Kickstarter, because we've already started to talk about that, you know. in our group, but we're going to spread it around. Like, what can we do?
Yeah.
That's a lot of questions. You can break them down.
We'll I can start, and then whatever I miss, we'll just keep adding on to.
Sure.
But I guess most importantly, our Kickstarter launches tomorrow at 1 p.m. We have a goal of $35,000, which is like what we think is pretty attainable in the month span that it's up for. And it covers like the cost of really basic production for filming this summer. Like we really want to film it this summer, like July or August is our, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I really think
the goal
can happen. I really do. We've already, like Sam said earlier, we already are on our 3rd or 4th draft of the script. We feel like we're in a really good place for that. We've already started pre-production in terms of going through it. A lot of the cast will hopefully be the same, and just depending, I guess, a lot on how this Kickstarter goes will kind of dictate the next steps.
Sure. Are you planning to shoot in Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So that's very exciting. You guys are like, wow, almost at the end of the road there. I'm really happy that we can help with this. And if you need anything, like, we will continue to advertise throughout the cycle.
Thank you so much.
But
we really
anything that we can do, just let us know. Are you planning on submitting to film festivals, or what's? I mean, I know it's a little bit precocious to say, but what do you think you're going to do with the film?
Definitely submit to film festivals. We even have thought about doing, like, there's film labs that you can submit to when your film
like Sundance
right. So when it's not even edited, or you only have a rough cut, we're thinking hopefully that we could submit at that stage and get picked up from something that'll then give us more money to finish the editing, color, audio mix.
Yeah.
And then, you know, hopefully help with distribution also. There's so many labs out there, so it's really just like finding the right one for this story and this project, and the people who will want to like back it and be behind it, because I think that's more important than, you know, like finding the right place for it.
For sure. Really absolutely. Okay, well, I wish you luck with that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.